Hey Maker, I'm Angel with fleecefun.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Santa hat. I've actually gone back and revised an old pattern that I had. I simplified it a bit. I've got some good tips for you along the way, and I like to think the tutorial pictures look a little nicer than they used to. For this project, you will need the following. You will need a printed out version of the free PDF pattern that's available on fleecefun.com. A third of a yard of fleece. You might need a little bit more if you're doing the largest size of the hat. A quarter of a yard of faux fur or fleece for the brim and ball. Thread, needle, a small amount of batting or fabric scraps, a jingle bell, sewing essentials, and of course a sewing machine, that sort of thing. All right, now that jingle bell, totally optional, but kind of fun to add. Also, just a note, if you're going to do the faux fur, it is messy. Make sure you have one of those lint rollers handy just to keep things tidy. All right, let's get started. Santa hat tutorial, step 1, assemble and cut out the free Santa hat pattern. Print up and assemble the free pattern. You can get that on fleecefun.com. There are multiple sizes to this Santa hat, so you'll need to decide which size you're going to make. You'll need to find the color coordinating line to the size you want to make and cut the pattern down to that size. Cut out one of the main hat. Basically, it's a large triangle type shape on the fold of doubled fabric. For the brim, cut one. You should have one long strip. Cut one of the topper out of the same material as the brim. Tip: when cutting on faux fur, it's easier to place the pattern on the wrong side of the material and cut it out. A little piece of advice here: once you're done cutting out those faux fur pieces, you're going to want to take them outside and give them a good shake. That'll get rid of a lot of the excess that's going to fluff off and make your space tidier, and you won't get it all over yourself also. Step 2, begin to make the ball topper to the Santa hat. All right, let's make the ball, and it involves a little bit of hand sewing. Don't worry, it's really easy and totally worth the result. For the ball topper to the Santa hat, you will need the piece cut from the faux fur, a little bit of batting, and a jingle bell, optional but fun. You will need a needle and thread for some hand sewing. With the wrong side face up, place the batting and the jingle bell in the center of the topper piece. Using the needle and thread, run a basting stitch around the circle, not going around the triangles. Pull the basting stitch to bring the piece into a ball with the batting and bell inside. Stitch a few stitches through the triangles to seal the ball and secure with a knot. Let's bring it together. Step 3, sew the Santa hat together. We'll start with the brim piece. Fold it in half so the wrong sides are touching and the fur is on the outside. Pin the brim along the straight side of the St. Nick hat, the raw edges on the bottom. Sew the brim to the hat with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Next, fold the hat in half, leaving a small 2-finger gap at the top for later. Sew the red part of the hat using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, stopping at the fur brim. Now it's time to finish the brim. Turn the hat right side out. Sew the side of the brim with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. The way that the hat is sewn, there is a seam on the outside. It's actually kind of hard to see and the fur might cover it up, but you can just flip it up so that's invisible and do a couple of stitches, and they'll be hidden within the fur just to help the brim stay if you're worried about it falling down. Step 4, add the topper to the Jolly Old Elf's hat. Remember that gap at the top of the Santa hat? Now it's time to add the topper. Tuck the ends, the triangles, into the top of the hat. Turn the hat inside out. Sew across the top, securing the topper in place. Trim the faux fur ends and turn right side out. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome videos just like this one. And I love that it comes in sizes baby to adult, so everybody can get in on the Christmas spirit. It's just fun and happy, and you get to jingle all over the place, which is also fun and possibly annoying. I don't know. In any case, if you liked this project and tutorial, I have several more on fleecefun.com. I have a lot more Christmas things. I have ornaments. I have gift ideas. I have fun stuff you can make if you're not a big sewist. I have stuff that is, you know, no-sew too. All kinds of fun stuff there, so be sure to check that out. And let me know in the comments below, when you were a kid, were you the kind that cried when you sat on St. Nick's nap, or were you just had no problem talking to him and telling him what you wanted? Let me know.